How's it going, guys? Here's that promised review of the monitor that I purchased early last month, early January. So it's the Samsung 49-inch ultra-wide monitor, and I'd like to tell you guys about the positives and negatives of this monitor. So there's a lot of stuff to like, but there's also a few things that to dislike, and I'm actually returning this monitor for reasons that I will explain in a little bit. Cool, so here's the monitor, here's the setup, really happy with it. I think it kind of really adds to the setup, right? Also, this is something called Remarkable that I'm really enjoying. I'll show you guys in a future video why I'm enjoying it so much. Awesome for animation for sure. But we're here to talk about the monitor. So, really cool setup, looks really nice. When you sit on the desk, right? This is normally how I have it set up. When you sit on the desk, it's actually really amazing. And the reason why is because you get this wide view of the monitor, and it's almost like looking at the horizon, right? So it's like, it feels incredibly natural to the eye to look at this like wide screen. And I thought I was going to be like this a lot on the screen, right? But because the screen has a slight curvature, you really don't do that. You basically just stay here, and like this kind of you can see the sides on the corner of the eye, which is just actually quite nice. So the way I have it normally is basically this. It's basically one application in the middle and two applications on the side. When you first get the monitor, right, you really don't get any window management. I'm using Windows 10. I think Windows 11 has window management, but here there's nothing like it. So for you to kind of position your windows is really hard initially, but there's two applications that you guys, or one application that you guys need to definitely download whenever you get this monitor, if you were to get it. One of them is Windows Power Toys. So Power Toys gives you basically a setting where if you press Alt-Shift while moving a window, it gives you like a snap to actually get the window to be in a specific place. So you can see here, like you have 1, 2, 3. So this is what Power Toys is giving me, and therefore you can actually now snap an application to a specific part of the screen. And that helps a ton with window management, because otherwise I feel like I would always be moving my windows all the time. Another application that somebody suggested on Twitter, which was really cool, is this application by Samsung, Easy Setting Box, I think, and it gives you even further modifications when it comes to your window management. So you can set up a setting for your windows on how you like. So if you want the same setting as you get by default with Power Toys, you can select 3 windows, or if you want a window side by side, you can select 2 windows. And what this does is basically like every time you move a window, you see a little icon on the top. If you drag whatever window you have onto one side or the other, you can then drop it and it will snap to that specific place, right? So this is actually better than the Power Toys tool, actually. And it kind of like maximizes everything. You can see here, whenever I snap a window on Power Toys, you have a little edge on the side, which kind of like doesn't help you on the long run. The same thing here in the middle, same thing if you were to snap this to this side. While on the other application, the one from Samsung, if you select divided in 3, just like Windows Power Toys, when you go to select it and you drop it, it actually maximizes the screen much better, which is actually better. The benefits of this monitor, one of the main benefits, I think the best thing really, is the 140 Hertz refresh rate. Because what happens is that whenever you are moving windows about, because of the refresh rate, is incredibly smooth. And obviously this is a monitor catered to gamers, right? So I'm playing Halo at the moment. Now, downside, because it's like ultra wide, a lot of the menus are actually in the middle of the screen. Maybe you guys know this already, but this is a problem with the ultra wides. Not a lot of games support it, and even the ones they do, they only support the gameplay in ultra wide. But the main menus, like right now it's loading, you have two huge sidebars that basically just make your screen like a 27-inch screen, right? Which really kind of like is slightly off-putting for all those that actually are maybe used to seeing full screen all the time. It might be slightly off-putting. I kind of like didn't like it when I first got it, and I was kind of disappointed by it. But having played the game for quite a while now, I feel like you get used to it, because most of the time you spend playing, and because you spend most of the time playing, this is just basically a minor setback, because you're watching the menu for like, you know, 5 minutes, and then you just go into the game and you play the game, right? Okay, so game is loaded. You can see the difference, right? As soon as you load the game, man, you see the whole screen filled up, and as soon as you see this, it's such an immersive feeling. It just feels amazing. It feels like I really want to play games all the time like this. It's really, really cool. And from this point onwards, because the loading screens are done, that main menu was full screen. Now we're back into the middle again. So if I actually want to play, like go through my settings, I can go through my settings. This is full screen again. So it keeps popping from like, you know, bars on the side, like screen in the middle, to kind of seeing the whole thing. Now, if you guys look closely, you can start to see some artifacts on the trees, and the resolution starts to show up a little bit in terms of the deficiency in the resolution. And that's one of my major gripes with this monitor that I get into in a little bit. Cool, so we are in game and playing, and look at this beauty. And look how smooth the action is on screen. It's really nice, and it feels so satisfying. Let me just turn up the volume a little bit so you guys can hear. So, a lot of fun. Love this game. Feels so good. And you can see, like, the frame rate is incredibly smooth. The computer that I'm using, you know, it's not the most powerful, but I'm still getting a really nice refresh rate, and it feels incredibly immersive. Now, I'm just going to go back to my desktop real quick and show you guys that Maya, like here, once again, another benefit of having like a really fast refresh rate, 140 Hertz, is that whenever you actually kind of like going around your viewport in 3D and all that stuff, it feels incredibly smooth, right? I don't know if you guys can see the difference, but it feels incredibly smooth. The way I've been using Maya, as I mentioned on my original video, I thought I was going to use Maya this way, right? Like full screen, but it's a bit overkill, because really you don't need all that screen space for Maya. So the way I use Maya is basically by putting it in the middle, and then normally I have my iTunes on one side, my Discord on another one, or another window here on the side, while I'm actually animating. So this is kind of how I use it, and it ends up being incredibly smooth, the experience, because of that refresh rate, which is really, really cool. Now, you can start to see like some artifacts here as you get closer to your character. And this is basically the main problem that I have with this monitor, is the fact that the resolution of the monitor is actually really, really low. And it's so low, and I was used to just having like a 5K small monitor, two 5K small monitors before, that whenever you look at text, whenever you look at pictures that are very small, you can really kind of like distinguish what it is that you can see. And I'm used to basically having a Mac, a 5K Retina Mac, and also having the two monitors, and going down from that to a 1080p monitor, is a huge difference, and this is why I actually cannot keep this monitor, because the resolution is so low that I feel like I need to have at the very least a 5K monitor to be happy and to be cool with what I'm doing and working and reading mails and sending emails and all that stuff. So yes, overall, things I like about this monitor: the size, amazing; ultra wide, amazing; refresh rate, amazing; and you really cannot go back to any other type of monitor after you actually work on an ultra wide. Like, it's really awesome. Now, bad things, and the main reason why I'm going to send it back: resolution is super low, unfortunately, for this type of monitor. I think it needs to be at least 5K or more. Obviously, you need to pay more for a monitor that actually has that resolution at this kind of like ultra wide setting, but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. So I'm actually going to order a Philips 49-inch at 5K, which is similar to this, and I'm going to be paying about £200 more. But now that I know that I like this and I don't want to go back to having two separate monitors, it makes 100% sense. So let me know in the comments that if you actually want to have a review of that monitor whenever it comes on, whenever I receive it. And if you do, will be good. I'll do it for you guys, because, you know, I love you guys. So that's all I had for this review. I hope this was useful. I hope it actually kind of like highlights the positives and negatives of this monitor. And if you are into animation, then maybe this monitor might be for you too. And if not, then maybe the next one will. And that's all I had for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, thanks a lot for my Patreons for supporting me, and see you guys in the next one. Stay well, stay safe. Peace.